Hey, buddy.
Hi.
What's happening?
Cheers.
Cheers, man. What's going on?
Nothing. Just pouring a cocktail. That was a fun show. It's my
Yeah.
favorite one so far, I think, setlist wise.
Killed it.
Um,
Hey, everybody
how's
out there.
it
How you
going?
doing? I
Can you
feel the
hear me?
comments flying through.
Say
What's
that again.
happening? All the comments are flying through. I can see on my toolbar here. So there's a bunch of folks with us here, and they're all saying hi right now.
Yes. Oh, I can see. All right, I'm pulling that up right now. It was set on like private chat, but I can see what's up.
Here comes Richie. There's Richie.
Hey.
Bye.
What's up, dudes?
Hi, Reach.
How are you? Oh, no funny names? I was trying to make funny names. I thought we were doing the funny name thing.
I can change mine.
Next time.
Rich, what do you got?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Some Japanese whiskey.
Let me guess. Yamazaki.
Correct.
How deep are we going? 12? 18?
12, no 18.
Okay.
Boosh. How you doing, buddy?
Gentlemen, good to see you.
See you.
How do I cheers bench virtually?
Oh,
Down and to the left.
There you go. Rich.
There. Wait, what?
Well, there it is. Ping. Ping. Yeah.
I thought we already did it.
All right, thanks for joining us, everybody.
That was a good show.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Nice. How you guys doing? Everybody good?
Yeah. How about you?
Nice. I'm doing great. I'm enjoying a Weller 107, the antique
Ah.
now. And if I have two of these, I'm probably going to fight somebody. So,
Didn't we get you that big punching bag thing?
I did. I'm using it often now in the garage. That's my main source of gains right now.
Very nice. Did you cut out a picture of my face and put it on the
I got a whole book of faces. We just put it right on there.
Okay.
Yours is towards the front of the book. But
I expect
yeah. So from when I turned 40 last year, the boys got me like a boxing dummy, like one of those things you fill like the base with water, and then you have a big rubber thing and you beat the hell out of it. So it came in great handy this past month. So thanks to the boys, appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How is everyone's hair like not looking? And like your hair, like, are you guys getting haircuts?
You want to go straight to hair? I'll go straight. I'll talk hair right away.
I'm just looking at you guys, and it looks like your hair just either just stays the same or you're cutting it. No,
I've trimmed around here a little bit, Richie, like a couple times, but it just looks weird. I mean, I've got a mop going. It's like it's never been this long, I don't think.
dude, my hair is like
Oh, yeah, that's 8th grade Richie right there.
Yeah.
Are you
it's.
wearing a t-shirt, too? You're in 8th grade with that hair right now.
Some Jose Love,
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
DC Central Kitchen. No, my hair is so long. Like I'm doing this. I'm tucking my hair behind my ears because it's so long.
So yeah, I'm getting more Italian by the minute with my hair and what's going on up here. The amount of shellac and spackle that exists to keep this where it's at right now is impressive. Katie,
Paul Mitchell warehouse is being.
oh my God, yeah, I just dipped my head into it.
Yeah.
Katie, my wife, is dying to cut my hair. She just cannot wait to cut my hair, and her thing is she's like, I could do it. It has the clippers. You put the guard on. You can't mess it up. And I go, right there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is you don't think you can mess this up. Where in the actuality, this could be a complete disaster.
Yeah.
And, most likely, this is going to turn out to be very.
I got a good haircut story for you, Jerry.
Far away.
First of all, don't trust her with that.
Yeah, no, never. That's absolutely.
Katie is awesome, but I would. Yeah. So
I'm going to come back as saxophone Jesus. It's just going to be just hair. Yeah.
Ponytail production rise again.
Literally, yes.
My mom gave my dad a haircut, and she said it was going great, everything was cool, and she got to the back where she's cleaning up, like way down at the bottom, at the neck, and her arm slipped, and legit, he has a square, like in the back, like just straight. Everything else looks awesome, but there's a square just missing. So it could be going great the whole time, but then you let your guard down.
I've seen some nightmarish results in my neighborhood so far.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait.
There you go. I don't think there's any harm in that.
Yeah. So Marc played a killer show. What I love is the set lists are completely different each week, and certainly maintained like a normal O.A.R. show. That's I think one of the fun things and things I truly appreciate about what we do at our shows is that no two shows are ever the same. And some interesting stuff on this one about Mr. Brown Acoustic. I've never heard
Never been done.
Yeah, I've never heard it. Can you guys remember the time?
When he played that, he dedicated it to kids.
Yeah, Landon and Drew. So
yeah,
Drew, nice job. I don't know who you are, but you come to play about Mr. Brown acoustically. So
well, and also, I mean, he's always dedicated it to Mike Caputo, and that was the first time there was a different dedication, which I'm sure it's also still for Mike in spirit.
Oh,
but that was another thing I recognized that was special about that performance.
Awesome. Yeah,
I was saying to Jerry before you guys hopped on that was my favorite set list from top to bottom of all the ones have been great, but this week's was my favorite by just the flow of it, the song choices, even the songs that were a little bit slower, just didn't lose any momentum. Like something like Dakota was like, oh man, it just smashed. There was a.
Did you have flashbacks to Red Rocks when we did Fix You there? Yeah. I was in it. I just like getting shaky.
I was gonna like post like I would do anything to be playing the song right now with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like favorite song, he was talking about how it was like written on a dare. And I remember that I was down there for that session. He went down and it was Kadish and Chapman, Marc and I, and it was just ripping through an iPhone, naming, like looking through iTunes Music and basically who we had in our playlist and our catalog and trying to squeeze all that stuff in. And that thing was like written in an hour. It was like songwriting college, all 4 years wrapped into like 1 hour of it to see how it was constructed. Kadish didn't have anything. I think Nathan picked up a guitar, little riff, the intro riff of the thing. He played a drum beat to it. That was the basis of the song, and they just went at it from there. And every round of recording vocals, Kadish is adding another layer of something onto it and built the track up. And it was pretty impressive. It was the speed of it during that session really, for me, showed me that I really needed to get my act together and start creating things at a much quicker pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anybody watching has not seen the Evolution of a Song series that we did, specifically the one on it wasn't Peace. What am I blanking on?
I Go Through.
Thank you. One more catch. Up on our YouTube page, right, Jerry?
Yeah, everything's up there.
Yeah, it just shows basically the magic songwriting session and how something can just kind of out of thin air, you have this complete song idea. That was my favorite one.
I think there's other verses too, right?
What's that? Oh, to favorite song? Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's like sorry, John was texting me. Absolutely. There's like pages of that stuff, and they were just whichever little puzzle pieces fit the best. Those are the ones that stuck.
Yeah. So if you think it's a lot that he lists, there's other verses that it has even more that just was never made a song. So maybe one day whip that out.
Yeah, I think that absolutely. You guys brought up Fix You. Ben just talking about playing it at Red Rocks and stuff, and Marc brought it up too. That's a band's band, and something that really I think we are as well. You know what I mean? There's not too many folks that have been formed the way we have, organically, in high school or young in life. You have your Green Days and things like that. But can you guys think of any other that have found that U2, Coldplay?
I know Maroon 5, they've been around they've been together for a while.
That's true. Yeah, Carrots Flowers before that.
Yeah, I mean Pearl Jam. They were playing in bands before they were in Pearl Jam. That whole community. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well, kind of, but they were young and like in their 20s, right? But like they weren't like
they were
high school. Yeah. That's a good question. Was Fall Out Boy? Did they grow up together? Are they from Chicago, or did they?
I don't know. I know they're from Chicago.
And then we also had, and Ben, you did a nice little piece on this week, the 15th anniversary of Love and Memories, which is wild to think that Love and Memories has its learner's permit already. That's pretty wild. Richie, you remember that? I mean, I was there for part of that session too, but you were there for all the Glenn Ballard stuff. Yeah. And that was like our real first foray into like working with, you know.
Yeah. We had no idea what to expect. Of course, we didn't want to be late because we're late to everything. So got up early and got there early. Saw the house, lived in this gorgeous neighborhood. And we had this shitty rental car that did not belong in that neighborhood. And we parked on the side of the street waiting for the session to start. And before we went to the house, there was a knock on the door, and this like security cop neighborhood guy pulls up next to us, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" We're like, "Oh, we're here to write a song." He's like, "Okay." So he kept driving by, keeping eyes on us. And then finally, I think it was like, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something, rolls around. But we don't want to be late, so we got there like 5 minutes early. And we knock on the door, and this nice girl answers the door. She's like, "Can I help you?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're here to write a song with Glenn." And she's like, "Yeah, you guys are O.A.R?" We're like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, you're early." We're like, "Yeah, we just don't want to be late." She's like, "Come back in 5 minutes." She literally closed the door in our faces.
5 minutes.
And we go back to the car, and we're sitting in the car just like embarrassed. I don't know, just like shocked that she even said that. And then the cop guy rolls back around. He's like, "I thought you were writing a song." Give us 5 minutes. We're going to go into that house over there. You'll watch us walk in. Swear we're not here to rob anybody.
Yeah, that's fun.
I mean, I didn't know you guys. I think you were super shady.
I mean, we look pretty shady. Probably doing shady things. I don't know. I mean,
there couldn't be less dangerous people than you and Shark.
I think my favorite thing about Love and Memories, and I've said this before, and Robert's is always like, "Why are you saying this?"
Corroborate the story.
Tell your story. Sorry, I hear you.
No, well, just to catch you up, we're just talking about how that was probably our favorite show, just because of the set list from top to bottom was just fire. It was awesome. I mean, all the shows have been awesome. This one, yeah.
Oh, thank God. That was fun.
Yeah, we've touched base on a couple songs so far. Fix You. We're just starting to chat about Love and Memories and hearing the full story of you and Richie sitting in the car while the neighborhood cops driving by, like, what are these guys doing sitting in the car?
Yeah, I tried to I think I told that a couple weeks ago. I did a terrible job of telling that story. So this time I just I can't remember what I've said, played, done. I don't even know. All I'm thinking about is like, am I repeating myself? And like, can you see the sweat of the amount of sweat that's happening? No. So hot. Fucking sun was just like. Love and Memory. Yeah, Richie was like trying to eat McDonald's at Glenn's house.
Right.
Richie went in there. He's like, "Can I bring my fries in?" They're like, "No."
Come back later without the fries.
Yeah. The fries.
Exactly.
I remember walking up the stairs to the writing area and just platinum record shit all over the walls.
It was just wallpaper.
Man in the Mirror, Alanis Morissette's record. I mean, all over.
Aerosmith, every.
Yeah.
He's the greatest. You know, he came to our show years before that. We were at House of Blues LA.
Yes.
And he came to the but
didn't know who it was.
I don't think people know this about us. Like, and to this day, if you put us in a room with, the Stones and Matthews and all these legends or whatever, we would feel so out of place. Or if you put us in a room with any of these legendary type producers, we don't really realize they're there to work with us. We just think they're like, feel bad for us or something. So I just remember wondering, I'm like, he's such a legend. Why is he here? And he says he wants to work with us. He must be, someone put him up to this or something. I don't know why that's ingrained in our heads. It's true.
Yeah. When we found out after he left and we found out who he was, like, he kept saying, I want to work with you guys. I want to meet all the guys. And I was just like, I don't know who this is, but we should probably say hi and just be friendly and just we'll figure it out later. And then after he left and I found out who it was, I was like, holy shit, that was Glenn Ballard.
I'm just nervous. I'm nervous right now. So of course, with Glenn Ballard, I'm gonna freeze up.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of legend, Marc, one of my favorite things from the show was that it's hard to learn a Beatles.
It's fun. I like it. I mean, I'm looking out my window at like 1,000 people in the park right now. I'm wondering, is that what it's like where you are, where people are just, they don't give a shit? They're just out there with their masks off, just.
Driving around and like in the shopping centers, yeah, there's a lot of people. No one's really hanging out in parks, but as far as just like shopping, people are shopping for sure. Like going out shopping.
Rappaport does this amazing post. I don't know if you follow his stuff.
He's crazy.
His
rant.
Insane, but
I think
he's nuts. But he did a good one today about the mask. Like, people wear it here. He's like, it's not a fucking scarf. It's not a chin strap. It's not a hat. It's a mask. And he's like, it's definitely not twirling around your fingers. And he gets really mad about every night. So here, and I'm sure in your city at night at 7:00, everyone's out the windows banging pots and pans, cheering for the folks out there delivering food and anyone coming and going from work, right? So it's a special moment. But Rappaport's like, you're not allowed to get out there and cheer for the essential workers and then not wear a mask. Like, he's got to be one of the other.
He's right. It doesn't go together. It doesn't work. Marc, does it feel like it's getting any better there? Is there a reason people are starting to congregate more? Like, is the vibe, changing?
Oh, I don't know if we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't have audio on you.
Oh.
I hear Richie.
How do I look?
Somebody else turn off Benj's audio so I can't hear him either. That'd be great. Thanks.
You want me to ban Benj? I'll just kick him off right now.
No, I can't hear him.
I'm gonna go.
You guys are kind of.
He left.
It is back.
Can you see this?
But I do hear all you guys.
Jerry, is this on?
I don't know. That might be muted.
I see.
That's hilarious. Hey, Richie, the big question in the comments.
I can't hear you either, Jerry.
Seriously?
Just me? Yeah.
Yeah, just Richie and Chris.
Richard, can you translate for us?
Now I hear Ben.
What if I talk louder?
I think I got to re-sign back in. I'll be back.
All right, Marc will be back.
What were you saying?
I don't even remember. What was it?
Oh, it was a very pressing question that everybody wants.
Oh my God! Yeah. Hold on. I figured out some new stuff on this too. I want to try out my wizardry here if I can find it. Richie, it's about your sinkhole, man. They're just people are dying to know.
Oh yeah.
Well, my two kids have been missing for 7 days. So,
yeah, flashlights in the canteen.
I'm gonna check
what happened
there and see if they're down there. No. So yeah. So did I tell you I filled it up with dirt? I did. Did I say that? Yeah.
You told me.
These folks, the folks at home don't know. They're dying to know.
Okay, so I went out to Home Depot, 8:00 in the morning because I heard there was a line, and they have it marked out, so you have to stand in certain spots to keep social distancing, so 6 feet apart. But they can't let anybody in until someone comes out, and so it ends up being this whole process. Anyways, I get 400 pounds of dirt, 10 bags, bring them home, dump 7 bags in, and those bags just disappeared, just without a trace. Maybe some dust popped up after it dropped in. And then the last 3 bags ended up filling up the hole. Not completely, but still like a little dividend. Anyways, that week rained like crazy. And I was like, there's no way that dirt is staying in there. It's probably all washed out. And I went back. It's still there. So it's holding up.
Nice.
I don't know if that's going to keep my house from caving in. But for the meantime, it's still there. So, and I'm still here. So
well apparently there's some experts out there at home. They feel it's a groundhog. I think there's a giant groundhog. Maybe is maybe
we're certainly living in Groundhog Day right now. So
yeah.
Wait, that was amazing. Jerry, do that again. What'd you just do?
Yeah, that was pro. That was
Did
like,
you see this here, pro? That was much. Boom. It's groundhog.
Hell yeah, this is like the real shit.
Yeah.
Super pro.
Super pro.
Any other groundhog?
Any other suggestions? That's funny. So what are you guys doing for Mother's Day is obviously next Sunday.
Wait, Mother's Day is coming up?
Well, heads up. Mother's Day is next Sunday. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
alarm.
What are you guys doing?
Pushing very rapidly.
Emergency. I ordered flowers. Shit. Now she knows. Richie, what'd you do?
I haven't done anything. Flowers, all my ideas are not good ideas. They're just ideas that I don't think will be appreciated. So I need to think of something. I need to be creative. And especially during these times, something out of the ordinary. And it's going to take a lot to be creative to not be able to go out anywhere so we'll see. Yeah, I'm screwed. Totally screwed. What about you guys?
Chris?
Well, Katie would like to try to get into golf. I think if the summer is something that we could potentially do, it's something together that's outdoors. Seems like it might be socially distant, safe enough if that allows that could be something we could kind of do together. So I was thinking maybe to get her an outfit, some golf stuff, set her up a little bit with that. I don't know. There's getting 5,000 emails a day from like Dick's Sporting Goods with like 90% off on like golf balls and putters. So I don't know if that's the best Mother's Day gift, but that's on the top of my list right now. I got to suss that out immediately. Emergency.
Yeah.
SOS.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Well, this
I'm gonna be putting.
a horrible idea.
I think
it's
better than that. I'm going to be putting Katie to work. We're going to be making. We're going to film the making the sauce with Jerry videos that week. Next weekend.
That recipe.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Stir the pot.
Hey, guess who's with us? Here, I got a surprise. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom!
Dangus.
John Lampley.
Biggest Lampley.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
Man.
Oh, good to see
God.
you.
Wow. Hey, here's to John Lampley.
Oh, here's to all of you guys and your beautiful faces.
Yes.
Yeah,
Looking
buddy.
forward to that.
Thank you, bro.
Those
What's
meatballs. What's up, man? Chris,
Yeah,
you look good, man. I haven't seen you in like 40 years. It's been a long time.
It's been way too long.
Mm.
I know.
Same. Yeah.
I'm loving all your collabs.
Dude.
That's so cool.
That's been like a big part of it for me. It's figuring out how to do the video thing, trying to
Yeah.
get my audio production chops together. It's been fun.
Did you see Richie's jam with
Yes, with Nate Smith, the pocket change joint. That was killing. So
Oh.
good.
Yeah, I saw a podcast with Marc, and he said how Nate Smith has this just jam tracks that you can just play over beats.
Yeah. Oh, the album Pocket Change, it's just him playing drums.
Yeah.
It's like
So I'll just roll through every track and just, half of them, I don't know what time signature he's playing. I don't know where the
Dude, Richie, I'm pretty sure Nate Smith is from Virginia.
Is he really?
I think from back in the day. I have to look that up. I'm pretty sure he's
Like DMV, Virginia, or like
no. I think more maybe in like
Norfolk?
Charlottesville, Richmond, that kind of maybe like UVA area or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's been fun.
Nice.
Awesome. What are you drinking there, buddy?
Me?
What's your cocktail?
This is a Kentucky whiskey, and actually we made a little simple syrup, so it's a little bit of a mint julep energy in honor of the Kentucky. Yeah, for
Well
the Derby.
thought out. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a nice little taste for Saturday evening.
Nice.
Man, it's good to see you guys all in one place.
John,
Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon.
It's Sunday, bro.
Saturday evening is totally fine.
I'm just Sunday. I'm sorry. Every day just blends.
Cut off. John's cut off.
Yeah. All right. So, what are you guys deep diving on the binge watch stuff?
Oh man,
Jordan.
Oh, dude. Every week.
It's so good.
Every week, Last Dance. Gotta watch it live. Gotta watch Twitter to see what people are saying about it.
Unbelievable.
Man, when he lit up Isaiah Thomas, still,
Awesome.
he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't mess with those guys."
30 years later.
30 years.
Called him an asshole.
Oh my god, amazing! Like cats are like grown and have had lives and are still holding us deep, man.
My favorite part so far has been when they were asking Jordan about basically before he had won any championships, he was still incredible. Everybody knew him as this like incredible performer, but he wasn't in that same conversation as Magic or Larry Bird. And, you know, basically you haven't won championships and you haven't made your team better.
Right.
And that little like segue into like him stepping up his game and then basically forcing the hands of like the rest of his teammates to be like, oh, the leader's doing this. We all have to do this.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was Scottie Pippen or one of the guys said basically like, shit, if I don't give it my all, like I shouldn't be here. And
Horace Grant.
It was Horace Grant.
Yeah.
It gave me like goosebumps in a ways because it's like, that's like beyond sports. That's this universal thing. I thought immediately of you guys. Like we have this team vibe. I think where we all know we want to bring it. Like we have this kind of like expectation that we all have. We're all in it together, whether it's on stage or in the studio, but even off the stage. Like if we're doing just like Jerry workouts in the truck doing boxing, it's just like you're accountable. Everyone's there. It's like it got me so fucking fired up.
I hear you, man. That just yeah.
I
love it
tired
too.
of hearing you say Jerry's boxing workouts.
Yeah, it reminds me of it. Just for me, what it brought a tear to my eye watching The Last Dance because that was our prime childhood. You know what I mean? Jordan came up as we were, 5th grade through high school, and he retired as we were going into college. For us to be able to see greatness incarnated right in front of us, right there, every week was pretty awesome. And to really be, for me, it was have that experience as a kid, and for us to see that kind of that experience and that kind of greatness was awesome. And, I love
Chris,
watching
people
it.
are asking, and Jerry, what is the name of that show? People don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
it's called The Last Dance. It's on ESPN. ESPN. Here, I'll type it in.
Yeah, it's a 10-part documentary.
On Jordan.
Every Sunday night they air 2 episodes. I think there's a total of 10, and tonight episodes 5 and 6 start.
Right. Specifically, it's the Chicago Bulls, the last season that Michael Jordan played for them. They had won 5 championships, and Phil Jackson, kind of like at the beginning of the season, I guess he would come up with names as like a concept for everybody to grasp. And the concept for this last season was The Last Dance. So that was like
there's so many things that are incredible about the setup of the story. Like Lampley's right. It's definitely about the last season, but they cut back and tell the whole story.
Right.
And it's just the level of storytelling and the footage that they have. I mean, they are just killing it with these documentaries. That just did not exist like 10, 20 years ago in documentaries, right?
It's like nobody knows Scottie Pippen's story, right? Everybody's like, oh, yeah, Scottie Pippen, greatest number 2 ever. But it's like coming from a small town in Arkansas, you know, like his dad and his brother confined to wheelchairs like early in life, like went to a small school and like worked his way up to get a scholarship. It's like just the amount of insight you get to all those players. Yeah, it's a good point. It's amazing.
And when he was like, you know, however, you know, in the top 10 or top 5 players in the league, yet paid like 127th in the league. And just the era of how things like that happen. Like how, you know, Michael Jordan is on TV basically complaining, like, not complaining, but just like, we should have the right to defend our title. Like, we are championships. Like, it's crazy how different sports has shifted. Like, that would never happen today. Players have, but it's also, they didn't have the outreach with social media, you know, levers that they have now today.
Hey, Jerry, Marc's knocking on the room.
Yeah, Jerry, let him in. Jeez.
I didn't see him. Hold on. Something that's also there too. I wanted to bring up. Here we go. Beastie Boys story is pretty good too.
It's great. I watched the first night it came out. So
I haven't seen it yet, but oh man, is that amazing! Oh, here's one.
Apple TV.
Boom.
Your Apple
Bearish.
Yeah. All right.
I hear all of you except Jerry. I don't know what. I'm sorry, man. I can read your lips though, so be nice.
Communicate through the ticker.
You're always nice.
Cool, man.
Hey, John.
How's it going, man? You gotta get off that Windows 95, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
What's going on?
Hanging. We're talking about The Last Dance, the Bulls documentary. So good.
No, I see. I've been watching the show. You guys, I mean, I like The Last Dance. It's amazing, but I wish it was linear. I don't know why it's jumping around so much.
Oh, I hear you.
Right? It's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it's an interesting way they tell it for sure. But
let's talk Beastie Boys. I can't wait to see that Beastie Boys doc. It's on I think it's like on Apple Plus or something. I haven't seen it. You saw the first episode, right?
Is it shot live? Is that what the thing is?
So it's not an episode. It's a, you know, documentary movie, and I guess the setup of it is kind of cool because it's Mike B and Ad Rock. They're on stage live in front of an audience in a beautiful theater somewhere in New York. I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. And they basically narrate a lot of the stuff, and then it cuts to footage on the screen where you actually get to see the video and the documentary type stuff. But it's really behind the scenes. It's really cool to see the history of it, pre-Beastie Boys, how, you know, it was basically a punk band. You know, there was a female drummer who was in the band, all of this stuff, you know, how they met up with Rick Rubin and, you know, how the first album was such a smash. And then they thought that they were good to go. And then the second album, which was a total flop, years later, real music fans' favorite, you know, album of all time, their top 10 kind of, you know, Paul's Boutique is the. I had, how many copies of Paul's Boutique did I have, Mark? I had multiple ones for like the car, my backpack, one at home.
The best, man. You turned me on to that album. It's the best album ever made. I mean, Rick Rubin, no? So, yeah, I was talking about my friend Keith the other night about Rick Rubin. Started listing all the accomplishments. Pretty deep. I mean, I don't know if anyone can really kind of challenge that variety, you know? Metallica, Johnny Cash, not Johnny Cash. You know, everything from Metallica. I mean, the Chili Peppers is probably like the best.
Yeah, the best run
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the best shit ever. The Jay-Z stuff. I mean, the guy's just ridiculous.
Process.
Heavy. Speaking of Chili Peppers, has anybody been following Chad Smith on Instagram?
No.
Yeah, his quarantine beats.
So he might have just finished it, what he's been doing, but every day he's been posting a drum beat, one of his like favorite drum beats of classic songs, whether it's.
Dang.
Well, you got that Tennessee Wi-Fi going.
Tennessee Wi-Fi. Who said that?
Oh my goodness.
veg.
I love that it's frozen on his hands. He's got like jazz hands going.
What he was about to say was like just like beats from like Beatles songs, Sunday Bloody Sunday, and you're supposed to guess whatever beat he's playing. So everyone's this quarantine drum beat.
Chris is still frozen.
It's awesome.
Jerry, can you kick him out and then bring him back in? Can
I'll
you
kick him
him,
out.
Jerry?
Hold
Dragging me up, man.
on. 1, 2, 3, boom.
There we go.
Oh.
It's coming back.
You can
See you
try it
later.
again. Let me see if we can kick him back in.
There we go. He
What if-
said
what if-
Tennessee Wi-Fi, bro.
He's still talking.
Amazing.
He's still talking.
Hey, check this out, guys.
Oh wow.
Oh, you got a Mighty Lager?
Wow.
Wow. You drank a Mighty Lager.
It's like the first one I ever had. So I saved it. Thought you'd
funny.
like that. Oh, Chris says he's got a thunderstorm at home, so he probably lost his internet.
Dang.
Did you guys?
So someone said Fiona Apple.
Oh yeah. What a record, man.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
What a record.
Wait, what is it?
Fiona Apple released a
Oh,
new
Chris
record a couple
Power
weeks ago.
Really?
Oh wow.
No. Was someone saying that Rick Rubin produced it? No.
Oh I don't know. I was
I don't know either.
I just listened to the
That's
record last week. It was great.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Rick Rubin is a boss.
You guys remember seeing Rick Rubin? We were making All Sides
We were making all sides.
at Sound City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the homeless dude.
I remember walking outside, and this guy was always laying down on his bench.
Hmm.
And I honestly thought it was like a homeless person that just lived over in that bench and just hung out there. And then one day he just got up and walked over and started talking to James Hetfield. And then I looked closer and I realized it was Rick Rubin.
Wow.
He just looked
Yeah.
kept and doing his thing, but that was unreal.
It's very cool.
I
Did you
tell
guys-
that story all the time. I mean, every time I tell it, it gets better and better. Like, and then we hung out all night and went to Rick's house. We had lunch, and, like, every day we'd lay on the bench together. And
Jerry, phone in Rick right now. He's waiting. Just phone him.
yeah, Rick's in the waiting room.
He's knocking on the door.
Hold on one sec. I got a question for Lance. I got a question for Lance.
What's happening?
Here we go. Lance, tell us about all the bracelets on your arm.
Oh man, all the bracelets. It's kind of wild. Like I was in college and I feel like somebody gave me one and I just wore that and it just became a thing of, and it was usually in a performance setting. I'd be playing and there would be like a bracelet on a merch table or just somebody in the audience or somebody would be like, oh yeah, check this out. And like in a couple years, there were like 3 or 4. And then a couple years later, there were just like a bunch. And they just kind of started coming. Most of them on my hand are from, people from shows, but also a lot of them are from just various things that I want to remember. Like I wear one that is somebody gave to me from the church that I grew up in. This one is from a festival, the yellow one in Italy. One of the first times getting to play overseas with my band 100 Tones. So they're kind of like, this one's from, Talmadge High School, place I grew up. They're kind of like, they all represent different things, different memories, different energies. And it's funny because I can look at each one and like remember what it's from, right? So just kind of a thing. And it's gotten to the point where I don't even feel them anymore. They're just kind of there. But I when I shower, I wash underneath there, so it's all clean. And I could see it. I could see everybody going there immediately. I knew that was next. But sterile, it's healthy.
We had a good question for some folks. Scott Smith, he said, where do we find your all-in challenge? So today Marc announced the all-in challenge, which I think is a great idea. It's going to be on the all-in challenge website, and then we're going to tweet that out. We're going to get that information out. It's going to be on our channels here pretty soon as well. But Marc, do you want to talk a little bit about what the all-in challenge is and what we're going to dial in for folks? Oh, that's right. Marc can't hear me. So someone tell Marc tell.
Marc, could you please share with everyone the All-In Challenge and what it's all about for what we're contributing, what you're contributing?
Yeah. I don't know what Jerry said, so I'm just.
He basically said what I said. Yeah.
What did you say?
He basically was asking you what I asked you, and
Okay. So the idea is that we'll get on a call with the winner, the highest bid, whatever, and then kind of talk through their life, their story, whatever it is they want to say. You know, what do they want to talk about? Their family, their friends, their dog, their situation, whatever it is. And then we'll write a song based on them. Just like James is based on Jerry's grandfather, whereas we sat in a car outside Alasia's studio at Easton, Maryland. Said, Jerry, what's going on? He said, my grandfather's just passed away. It was in it was the final days, and it was just that moment of passing away from emphysema, I believe, Jerry. And I hope I'm not talking out of school, but that was why we wrote these lyrics, breathe, breathe. So in the sense for the All-In, we'll sit together and talk about your life and whatever that is to them, and we'll create that song. Just like we made James about James, we'll make this song about this person or however they see fit. Then the band will record that song and release the song, like for real. And then we'll go on tour to support the song and the new music, and the folks will come to the tour date and we'll play it live for them.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, let Chris in.
Really happy to be part of that, and we'll get that information out to everybody as soon as possible. Here, if folks want to write this down there, boom, you can see that. But we'll get one out here pretty soon for folks.
Hey, Jerry, Chris is knocking.
Chris is knocking. Cool. Stand by. Boom.
I'm back. And I'm back.
Are you in your bunker?
Power's out. We have a crazy thunderstorm right now, so I'm literally trying to stand by a window.
Wow.
Oh, look at you. Oh, wow.
Stand in the doorway.
Well, the best part of this is that Jerry sent out an email saying, "Hey guys, we should probably kind of think about lighting." And then we look.
Now you look great.
Okay.
You look mysterious.
All right, I'm gonna get a candle and tell scary stories. Carry on. Go on.
Wow.
Sorry.
That would be a vibe.
That's funny. Well, let's save our scary stories till the week after next. We'll pick this up after Mother's Day. But we want to wish, we're not going to be here for Mother's Day, so we want to wish everybody happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day,
everybody.
And we're all going to figure out what we're going to do for our moms and wives in the meantime, which
Emergency.
earlier in this thing, we figured out that we all needed to do a lot of work.
Scared.
Stuff to do.
Scared.
But we appreciate everybody hanging out. And, we'll see you here pretty soon. It's good to see you guys. Miss you.
All right. Love you guys.
Miss you guys too. Good to see everybody.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye.
Be good. Be safe.
Bye.